Hey everyone, Ken Mason from Whispering Souls. Um, so I started this journey on, you know, showing people what I feel is the spiritual world and what I've been taught over the last 30 years or so. And the first thing I always will tell people that this is just what I know. It may be completely different for you. You don't have to take what I say as God. Um, there are some people out there that they claim that they're gurus and that you have to follow their way, but I like to make things simple. I like to tell people you learn what you need to learn, and if it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't make sense. And from there on, you just learn what you need to learn, and you take it home, and you bring it as part of you, and with that, then you'll have your own abilities and destinations and comfort. And if you learn things that don't sit right with you, and you feel that you need to keep them because somebody told you that's the way it's supposed to be, uh, you're never going to be comforted with spirituality. So the first thing you have to realize is that just because somebody says this is the way it is doesn't mean that's the way it is. Spiritual path for everybody is different. Spirituality is a one person road, right? It's where religion wants us all to be in one person, where spirituality is every adventure is just ours. We learn on our own, and we may bring other people in, but as we learn, they're learning different things. Spirituality is never about being a group. It's about just being what you need to learn. Other people may look at something else and say, that's what I want. You do what you want. And that's part of these courses, is just let it out in front, saying, I'm going to put out this information I know for the last 30 years from my spirit guides and other people that I've talked to. And it's up to you to look at it and say, yeah, it makes sense, or no, it doesn't make sense. It's crap to me, so I'm going to ignore it. And that's perfectly fine. I perfectly agree with anybody that does that. So this little first part of auras, because I'll have 2 or 3 of these about the auras. As you can see, there's a picture on the side of me here, which shows basically a picture of of what auras are thought of, or what the people think they are. Again, everybody has different words, different terminologies, and so on and so forth. And I picked this one because it's the closest to what I believe in. But as you can see in this picture, there are, as they show, 7 spots in this where, they're actually giving a definition of them, because those are the 7 areas that are the closest to us. We don't know how many levels there are, really. I know I've heard some people, some highly intelligent people that say there's 12, because 12 seems to be the number that is 7, and 12 seems to be the number spiritually that is a important number. It's often used in religion as well. Again, it's complication. I'm just going to be dealing with stuff that's close to us, stuff that we can feel, some things, things that we can actually use. Because beyond that part, it's way beyond our conception, and even if people make things up and try to make what they are in there, who knows? That just could be what they see. It can mean nothing to you. But anyway, so the first thing I wanted to talk about this is the aura system. Again, we have all kinds of layers. We have a lot of protection. The aura itself is a very protective system. We're always taught, we have to protect ourselves, but we are protecting ourselves, but the fact is we just don't listen. You look at, for example, I always tell people, if you go into a restaurant or something and you're sitting there, Tim's, wherever it is, and there's a whole bunch of other people that you really don't know. What you'll find is that your aura will go out and you'll check every single person out there as your protector. And that's what it does. And then all of a sudden it feeds all this information back to you, and you're not even noticing all this information is coming back in. But when you stand up, you may suddenly turn around, and in the corner of your eye, you'll see somebody sitting in the corner, back to you, whatnot, and you'll go, oh, I don't have a good feeling about that guy, or that girl, or that person. simply because your aura is giving you that information and say, that one's going to hurt you. Have nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, a lot of us, we get that first feelings and we say, oh, you know what? Why do I have this issue with them? I don't even know them. I've never seen them. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll just give them a chance, whatnot. And then they end up hurting us. And so it's always a very important thing that when we listen to our auras and to thoughts and feelings, this is part of our auras and our spirit body saying, hey, listen, there's something here that you need to listen to. And it's a lot of it is feelings. It's all about emotions. It's, the next video we're going to be talking about emotions and the logic side and how all that is incorporated into each other in the first 3 layers of the aura that is seen there. At the same time, when we go to sleep at night, this whole aura system is virtually removed from us. It goes off to the other, into the astral plane, and leaves the silver cord that everybody refers to, so we can sleep and the bodies get rest, and yet our entire spiritual body has been moved out into the astral plane and is attached by a cord, so that unless we die, we'll always come back to our body. And looking at that, if you really think about how this works when we sleep in that, it's really kind of fascinating. But that'll be done in the next section. So again, our auras are very protective. They deal with everything in life. They will deal with both sides, the spiritual and the physical side. We have 5 mentioned the other one. You have 5 senses in this one. You have the 5 senses in the spiritual world. They're exactly the same. They work exactly the same time. The only difference is that the spiritual world will tend to touch, see, or feel more senses, and that's often reflective to us when we see, we're sitting there and all of a sudden we feel like something's touching us, or we're sitting there in the room that has absolutely no room in it, and a little breeze goes by you. Sorry, not no room, but no air movement in it. Smelling stuff that's not there, smelling past loved ones. These are all part of the 5 senses that we have in the spiritual world that gets translated by our minds into the physical world, even though it's not there. Everybody has these sensations, and then this is really what this whole series of this video is going to be all about, is exploring each one of these layers, how they affect you, how they can help you in your life if you allow them to, including all the way up to the 7th layer where we start talking about connections to spirit guides and God and all them. Though all that level is all above the 7th level. It's kind of like when people say, the 5th dimension, how can I get to the 5th dimension? Well, the 5th dimension is right there. It's one of those, it's one of your vibrations that are around you, the level of vibration, which is all these 7 auras are all about, or the 7 sections are all about. They're just vibrations. They're different frequencies. We have the first one, which we can see through our fingers. We can see them around our fingers, but then we don't see the rest of it until we put up our vibration, until we start using our intuition, our spiritual abilities, and then we start moving up the line. And like I said, we all have this ability. There's nobody in this earth that does not have this ability. We all, touch every part of the spiritual world. I know there's a lot of people say stuff, 5th dimension, I got to ascend to it and all that, but we already are. I already talked about that in a different video. Maybe I'll talk again on this. But so anyway, this is the first one on this topic, and we will be probably having 2 or 3, maybe even 4 more, talking about the spiritual body, what it does, how it helps us, and And I hope you like it. I'm trying to make this all as simple as possible, because people learn much more when things are simplified rather than something that's complicated. I hate complicated lessons and whatnot. I just, give me the bare facts, then I can build on those bare facts to the complexity I want it to be. And that's the way it should be. So everybody have a good evening, and I'll talk to you when my next video comes up. Thank you. Bye.